Yes, what's happening, people? Welcome back to another episode of FCM. You already know what time it is. Live and direct in the flesh. You know, it's a match week 2. The host, the most, Myra Quadri to my right. The podcasting Pepe, the one and only Fuad Kadani.
We here.
The waviest.
Hey, they're slowly coming back, baby. Slowly. We building. You know what I mean? First 3 points of the season. Hey, we'll get there. We'll get there.
And of course, to my left, the top red, the cult hero, the boy himself. Colt
I don't know if he's still going by the top red. Yo, he's
after one match week. Man said we're going back to this one.
Hey, I like this.
We're going back to this one. But listen, you already know what time it is. Before we get into anything, like, share, make sure you hit the notification, make sure you subscribe, make sure you tell people that we're live right now. Algorithm. But listen, as is custom around here, if your team went out there this week and did what needed to be done and secured the W, hold tight. The 3-point collectors.
Hey.
This is a new one.
This is a new one. Hey, clap for us,
3-point collectors will be rewarded.
Funny how you lot start this
3-point
initiative.
collectors will be rewarded.
It's funny how this initiative
DR budgets,
but we don't win.
DR budgets.
It's funny how that happens.
DR budgets. The budgets only landed this week.
Say no more.
DR budgets. We've only opened up the budget. Next week we might have new set. You get me? New budgets. But listen, hold tight the 3-point collectors. Hold tight the participants as well. Anyone that participate, you know, big you up as well. And ease at all. Hold tight the teams that collected L's or whatever. But where should we start, gentlemen? Esteemed panel. We've got a lot to get to. A lot happened. What, Chelsea?
Well, there's only one place to start. We got to give you guys the.
Let's go into it.
It's because as you're the host, so I'll talk. Let me ask you some questions. We'll ask We'll ask you a little bit of questions.
Cool.
I've got things to say as well. But firstly, obviously 6-2. Was 6-2, Billy? 6-2. And look, Chelsea last season scored quite a bit of goals, to be fair. You had some games where you battered teams. But 6-2 after going in at 2-2, it was looking like, same old. In fact, it looking like, whoa, hold on, we'll win the game. Yeah. So to go from that to a 6-2 type of game, how you feeling, bruv?
I'm encouraged by what I saw. I think a lot of talk around Chelsea at the moment is focused on off the pitch matters. I think the performance against City wasn't the worst performance you've ever seen, but the difference in quality was clear to see. This particular game, there was moments like you said you thought, and even before the game, we'll get to Nani, but when Nani's little Instagram story mishap happened, it kind of felt like this was the type of game where we would lose. And then Wolves will the Wolves admin will throw up. But it's not a nice place now.
Delete your drafts.
Get rid of all of them. So to do that performance, but in the fashion as well, I think the biggest takeaway for me is last year, if that was a Chelsea performance, in the 60th minute, you'd see defensive substitutions. This year, you've got João Felix and Neto coming onto the pitch. There was a different sort of hunger to score more goals, to stick to the philosophy, to keep making sure that we doubled down, which I was impressed with. It's the youngest team in the Premier League. And I feel like when you watch this team, you understand why the good bits are the good bits and why the bad bits are the bad bits. Attacking going forward, that looked like youth team football where everyone's popping about. Everyone wants to get in on the party. Cole Palmer's getting 3 assists and 1 goal, which is crazy, by the way. Mudryk is getting his first hat-trick before Bukayo Saka and Marcus Rashford. Let's put it out there. Everyone's eating. Everyone's overeating.
Don't try to drop that in slightly, bro. Are you giving stick talk right now?
Yeah, come on, man. That's an achievement. When people put achievements down, he can say, "Listen, I did this." You get me?
Say no more.
That was impressive, and I like the fact that we doubled down on that. Nico Jackson scoring a header. When that happened, I thought, "Whoa, this is like Freaky Friday. What's going on here? Something's happening."
Yeah.
And then when he doubled down, and we'll get into his little statement afterwards, but there were signs of things that you could be encouraged by. I mean, when you have noise around a club, you just want to win. Winning 6-2. It gives the manager an ability to be like, listen, well, if you didn't believe before, start believing. The key thing now is to keep that momentum going, because with a young squad, when you play teams that are a lot more difficult than Wolves, and that passage where Wolves had is sustained, now we will see what players are about. The midfield we have to discuss in the first half was like a sieve. It was porous. Any 1-2
I saw
pass,
that tweet. I was dying, man.
bro.
I said a sieve.
Bro, it's just
just funneling shit, bro.
bro. I was like, what's going on here? In the second half, much better. But I think that for me, it showcases the lack of experience we have in this team. And I'm not saying it because I want like a couple old heads just walking around. There's a certain know-how that you have when you've played a certain amount of games.
Yeah.
Ends on the second half, that's what you want to see. Ends on the first half, my word, that was shocking. But again, when I break it down, he's 23, and before he played in the Premier League, maybe 15 games in Europe,
you saw
a World Cup campaign, and the Benfica sort of year. You saw both sides.
You saw the good and the bad, I think, in pretty much all the Chelsea performance.
And what do we say specifically about young players? They have to play to improve, but there's going to be moments where it's sometimes maybe good and sometimes maybe shit. So that's why we see that. But I am also worried about the defence as well. I think Colwell's performance was good. It got better, but it's a very young centre-half partnership. We always talk about A and B side. I don't know who's taken what role yet. Fofana's obviously quicker, so he's going to recover, but it feels like that defence, that centre-half pairing specifically lacks physicality as well. But I can't down on that because they tried. But in all, good performance, encouraging. Patterns of play were there to see.
Yeah.
Last season, people were saying that, how did Chelsea play? You can see what we're trying to do here. It's not a Man City, but it's a system. It's something. There's a scheme of play. There's combinations.
Yeah.
There's
Combination.
there's things to be encouraged by. And even like what I really liked as well, even though Maresca would probably hate it, the Cole Palmer goal, where it was just route one, little flick on. That's
all
Premier
that
League heritage.
tiki-taka, all this, triangles. Forget all that. Get it
yeah.
up the pitch. Get it in the goal.
And obviously, we will never know whether they've been encouraged to do that or whether they just thought.
Sometimes the players take control of the situation.
But that's what I like.
Sanchez just released the ball immediately, and if you look at it, actually, was the ball rolling? The ball might have been rolling, but he just initiative saw that it was a mismatch. It was like not 2v1, but that defender was going to struggle if he got that ping right.
Yeah.
And he just did it. So that's credit to Cole Palmer for an incredible cool finish.
Yeah.
Nico Jackson for even getting onto and linking it up. But why keep calling him Davinson Sanchez? And Robert Sanchez deserves a lot of credit for his quick thinking there.
100%.
There ain't no Trent corner taken quickly, but it was quick thinking.
It was a good ping.
Goal kick taken quickly.
I think what you say there, though, about players taking initiative as well, I feel like that's what it was in the second half. As much as I think, obviously, Maresca ball will come through in the end, I think that was two players in Palmer and Madueke saying, you know what, we're going to grab this game by the scruff of the neck. And especially Madueke, when you do the stick talk the night before talking about, hey, everything in this city is shit.
Have you been to Wolves before?
I ain't been to the mid. I ain't been that deep in the Midlands, I can't lie.
Apologies to any Wolves fans or people from that side of the world out here. Apart from like the big Asda, there's not much in Wolves. Sandwell and Dodwell is a bit nice. There's a go-karting thing there.
Ain't that near Birmingham?
Yeah, but Brum is Brum, innit? All the outskirts.
He's saying that's the dirty side of the city. Hey, listen.
There's not much going on there. So what? These lot would probably got to the hotel and looked around and thought, this is mad.
Yeah.
So,
but I thought that was two players who basically said, do you know what, we're gonna. And listen, Palmer, he's trying to beat all the accusations of a one-season wonder because it was, can he repeat what he did last season? Because last season, bro, that was a freak of nature type season, and especially in the type of season you lot were having, it was chaos, bro. He seemed like the only one able to stand out. I feel like Madueke, though, throughout his Chelsea career, he's had like flashes, he's had moments, and I've always liked him, obviously.
Likewise.
Academy graduate.
Breaking news. Chelsea are exploring a deal to sign Jadon Sancho from Manchester United.
Who's broken?
Yeah, that's Sky Sports Seth. Sky Sports chef.
Dharmesh chef.
And Damasio. Chelsea have inquired. They want a proposal for include a swap deal potentially.
Swapping who?
You lot better be smoking high type of grade if you think we're taking Ben Chilwell for that, right? Do you know what? Who do I want? What picks do I want? Think about it. Give me a bit of Carney. I'll take a bit of Carney and I'll take... No, I'm not taking Razza. Sorry, Raz. I'm not taking.
Why not? That's your boy, bruv.
Give me Carney and give me
Badia Shield.
Give me Lavia. Give me Lavia, mate.
No, Lavia. How did we get it?
Nah.
What,
You're
for
taking
Jadon
the
Sancho?
piss.
Give me Lavia and Carney.
What,
mate.
for Jadon Sancho?
We have a deal, mate. For you, my friend.
You're crazy.
We have a deal.
You're
We have a deal.
But what you're saying with Nani is true. I feel like last season.
What do you think about that, Sancho? Breaking news.
This is so
breaking news.
For
We
me,
gotta react to this.
when I see like Chelsea performances like this year, or when I saw the performance midweek, what I started thinking was it's typical of the board to go and address something that doesn't need to be addressed. For me, it's like they're gonna go and spend mad amount of money on like, but even the striker thing, everyone's saying Osimhen, which is like, you know, Osimhen will score goals, but at what cost? I'm seeing rumours of 500k salary and all this type of stuff, and it's like, well, what's the whole point if that doesn't fit the structure of what you try to make? I don't feel like there needs to be impulsive.
Hype, man.
I don't think there needs to be impulsive decisions made. I think if you're sticking to something, stick to it well. We were speaking before we came on. The fact that you can play a game and João Felix and Pedro Neto can come on. That's quite a strong battalion.
What do you need Sancho for, bro? Like, literally, that game itself there showed you don't need Sancho, in my eyes.
Nkunku is someone that's still not got the ball rolling fully for where he wants to be. You still got a situation where Cole Palmer was playing 10-ish today because Lavia wasn't in the midfield. There's so many things you can do in terms of how you rotate stuff. Why would you then add another component into that to make it a bit more confusing?
Piece that needs figuring out.
Yeah.
They haven't been able to figure him out, bro. Yeah. Let them keep that bomb over there and let it explode in their
even
hands.
Like with João Felix for me,
them type of deals, I'm sorry, that just it
take on that wage as well.
Like that just stinks of like media talk. I'll be real with you. It doesn't make sense.
The João Felix one already is the one where it feels like fair, that's the risk.
Not many of your transfers have made sense. That's another conversation, say, man.
The João Felix signing feels like the one where it's like, we're taking a slight risk here, but let's see if you're worth it. Why would you then
simply, in layman terms, would you take Jadon Sancho?
I wouldn't take Jadon Sancho.
I mean, at Chelsea.
I wouldn't take Jadon Sancho at Chelsea.
You wouldn't.
I don't think.
Do you know this is a snake oil salesman right here? Trying to force you know when he's got you in the corner, and he's got you in the corner like, boss, no, give me this one. Buy one, get one free.
Bro,
allow it. Keep him over there.
Think about him. Think about it. Dortmund. Imagine him being revived under Maresca.
No, Chelsea don't play for.
Yeah, I mean, he's with the London boys, Noni, and Maresca coach him. No, he didn't. Actually, no, I didn't. I don't think he did. Yeah, but imagine, you never know, man.
It's all right, man.
You don't want him.
It won't work for him. I don't think the style of football that we want to play suits him. If you look at Noni today, Noni thrived because it was direct. Cole Palmer is the one that has the ability to kind of float.
To be fair, I wouldn't say direct. I think you guys got them in transition because Wolves were incredibly positive. Wolves thought, well, Chelsea are here for the taking. And listen, there was all the praise. There was all the praise about Ait Nori in the first half. But goodness me, if you're talking about hot and cold, you're talking about two sides of a performance that you're saying about Enzo. Ait Nori, how is man scoring a hat-trick on your identically? Head. Where the hell are you, bro? But everyone, I was like, where's Ait Nori, bro? You know what I mean? So each one.
Cage footballer, man.
Yeah, man wants to do all the skill, but yo, you got to defend him, bro. He got dunked, like he meant a hat-trick on his head. So like, Wolves, I think, were too open, but that's credit to Chelsea for identifying that. Yeah. Palmer in them situations is cool when it comes to the pass, picking out a pass in that 10 position. That was looking very good. Yeah. And then obviously you've got Noni on fire. But I want to talk about Noni real quick. Yeah. Because obviously all the banter is about the what he did, the whole shit, which is hilarious. And the fact that he did that is incredible. Whatever he's going to be writing in his private story now is going to be 10 times worse, trust me. But you know what? I want to give him massive credit, because his last 4 goals, I believe, have been with his right foot. Right? I think he scored against Servette.
Three out of the 4 have been
right foot. Okay, so 3 out of the 4 goals that he has scored has been with his right foot this season. And if you look at last season, a lot of times he'll go down to his left, he'll shift to his left. But he's now going to his right foot with no hesitation. Yeah. And as soon as you go to your right foot as a winger, you can go both ways. You have opened up a whole new level of being dangerous. Fuad, you've had this all your life with Son. You know what I mean? If you can go both ways, you're an absolute problem. And the fact that he's done that, I massively credit it, because I always look at some professional footballers and you're the same player you were when you were 18. And I'm thinking to myself, what do you do in pre-season? What do you do in your off-season? Everyone's always posting themselves on Instagram, but are you guys working to become better football players? And for the fact that Noni has directly, whether he goes and scores, he might not score another goal this season, but I know all season he's going to be going down the right. Yeah. He's going to be going out the outside. That's already an improvement in his game. So I have got to give that guy credit for that.
We've seen so many times, like players nowadays, like wingers especially, every winger is an inverted winger automatically. Like back in the day, you used to get byline wingers, and you were inverted if you were, a bagsman or you had a specialty. Now everybody's just naturally inverted, and I feel like if you're going to be an inverted winger, quote unquote, you need to also be able to have that outside option. Having that's the frustrations we have. Like Kulusevski, for example, sometimes it's like those first 6 months he came in, he had that both, and then it's just kind of slowly gone out. You become predictable. But that unpredictability will get you those 3-4 goals extra that you're not even expecting. It comes throughout the season there.
Exactly. So I think that's such a weapon. And like United had Mason Greenwood that used to do that, and that always helped. But now United get in situations where people are only going 1 foot. We see it all the time. Anthony, all these guys, they only want to use 1 foot. Just expand your game. Now a defender, whoever's next defending Noni,
they have to think too.
They now have to think. You can't say show him on his left that everyone tries to do. He'll happily go down the outside, and that's what Bukayo Saka does. And that's why I was saying it on the eye test. Saka is one of them players that every single season there's an improvement. There's an improvement. You can see something that he's improving his game on. And to see Noni come out of the gate like this with a direct improvement in how willing he is to go to his right, bro, you gotta give credit.
The reason he hasn't really had like a full proper crack at the first team, I feel like. Do you feel like with a start like this now? Obviously, Sterling's been pushed out the side. Mudryk is on the other side doing what he's doing. Palmer's been kind of moved inwards. Is that now his to make his own? Basically?
So I think this is what I was gonna speak to. So what I really like about Noni is last season you saw it with Poch. It felt like we always say young players need that constant run in the team to get comfortable. He never really had that. And when he came to the team, he showed glimpses. But there's 2 things that I respect already that you see this season. His work rate to get back already is an improvement, and like you said, his directness in terms of how he's being with his right foot is stellar. You can see that he's gone away and worked hard. I can pull up a tweet where Maresca's he's asked about Noni, and he basically says, he's in the plans, but anything can happen in the window, which is basically saying that listen, it's not definitely staying, but anything can happen. These are the sort of performances. And to what we were speaking about last week, this is how you put your head down and showcase, I'm not going anywhere. The goal during the midweek, he literally scored a goal and went, what, you think you can sell me? Nah. That is what I rate. I rate mentality to showcase that, listen, I'm going to prove that I deserve to be here. And when you've got such a young team and like this, every position is up for grabs. There's no one's, apart from Cole Palmer, Gusto at the moment, no one's shirt is guaranteed in that team. No one. I don't think Enzo's guaranteed a shirt, even though he's got captain's armband. I couldn't say that for Caicedo. It's only literally those 2. So everyone else has got to show up to the table, and I feel like that's what you do. 4 goals in 2 games. That's more goals than he got last season or something like that. Now can you build on? You've got another chance to play Serviette midweek. You can probably get a goal there at home. Then you've got momentum.
So what do you think about? What do you think? Obviously there was that, and obviously Mudryk didn't have the greatest time, and I think now when you're looking at it, Chelsea are interested in Jadon Sancho. Chelsea have Neto. I think João Felix is probably going to sometimes play off the left or something like that. It's looking kind of concerning for Mudryk, and I know he came out in midweek and said, you don't know what he's going to do on the ball sometimes, whatever, but a lot of his issues ain't quality, it's decision making and stuff. There was one instance where I saw you don't want to break. Enzo's breaking free, Enzo Fernandez. Just pass him the ball. He did a step over, went past the player, overran the ball, and then Wolves took the ball and went on a counter attack. And I was just like, this is the type of stuff that Maresca's talking about. But the thing is, patience is going to wear thin, because the minute you lot start finding your set 11 and you're getting results, somebody's going to become an outcast. And I think it potentially might be him, because you saw Neto come on. Neto is one of the best players in transition in the league. When he's in transition, he's mad. And you saw it again today. So I'm thinking, when I'm looking at Mudryk, I'm thinking
it's over for
he's in a tough position there. Like he's looking like a next season
7 years left on that deal as well.
It's over for Mudryk. Let's be real. In the space of the time he's been at Chelsea, I think it's 4 different managers, 1 interim, 3 permanent, and all of them have basically said that he's not to the level. There's like ability, but they've all inadvertently said he's not to level. Maresca came up midweek and said there's things we need to coach him on and everything. If you think about the job that Maresca has to do at Chelsea, do you think he's got time to one-on-one work on a player to magically make them into something when you've got players that are ready to go? I don't think it's going to happen for Mudryk at Chelsea. So I think that ultimately, if you're able to call quits on so many other situations as he has, that's probably going to be the next one. If it's not in this window, it might be a January loan, or next season they will call it quits.
The worst thing is I feel like that might be one of the worst, if not biggest, gamble in the Premier League in terms of like transfers, because his pool of what he'd played beforehand was so little as well. It was almost like you're banking on the upside, and to see what he's become. And don't get it twisted, I think partly it's also, you know, he hasn't had the best ground to come into. Was it 3 different managers already played under? Yeah. It's a mess, but at the same time, I think that is one of the worst deals, and especially considering now he's here for the next 7 years. And if you're saying like now already his Chelsea career, you know, it's in tatters. There's competition there ready. Bro, this is looking nasty.
So this is
nasty.
Without getting into like the whole business side, this is where the whole Chelsea model is so mad, because obviously, if you were to sell him, you take a loss on the fee that you sold him for, but the wages are quote unquote low enough in some people's opinion that another club might be like, we will take him on. But I feel like Mudryk's performances haven't warranted another club saying, there's a player in there that we can resurrect. And that's the tricky thing about this model. Not every player is going to be a boom.
There's going to be a lot like of what you did with Lukaku, basically. We're having to loan them out 2-3 years, hope that they get their stocks up elsewhere, and then maybe cash in on that.
Nico Jackson. Obviously, Nico Jackson had a good game, but we know Nico Jackson has good games and bad games, whatever. But he came out after the game and said to John Miguel,
shut your mouth.
He said, shut your mouth. Yeah. Shut your mouth, bro. This guy has no respect for elders, bro.
I love it.
You can't be telling elders, shut your mouth, man. Come on.
Boy.
But he said, shut your mouth. Said, shut your mouth. And then he said, what did he say? Stop.
He said, no, he said that we're killing ourselves.
We're killing ourselves. Shut your mouth. Don't talk shit. We are killing ourselves for Africa.
So, long story short, Jackson is he's had enough. He's had enough. And the thing is,
Nelson Mandela now. Yeah, flipping hell.
Let's call it for what it is. Yeah, he's had enough of Mikel basically lobbying for Osimhen to come to Chelsea. And if you look at the situation that
yes, because you know at Chelsea we used to be winners.
Why is his accent like that as well? It's so
the funniest, bro.
If you look,
he's too.
If you look at Nico Jackson's career at Chelsea, obviously there's question marks about his ability to consistently score goals.
Yeah.
But if you look at non-penalty goals since he's been there, he's high in the ranks. If you look at his first season output for a striker at Chelsea compared to strikers in recent seasons, he's done well.
Yeah.
You can have your opinions on him, but the guy showed up to work. And I feel like a lot of the talk sometimes is like there's a lot of clamour around him. Don't get me wrong, there's certain things that Nico Jackson does and I'm going, this guy is not a certified killer.
Yeah.
He's not a certified killer. But he puts effort in and he is scoring goals. So for him, it's like you of all people cannot come and be lobbying for someone where, if you look at Osimhen's record as well, and you look at Nico Jackson's record, away from that Napoli like breakout madness, when you start breaking down the numbers, you start going, wait. You start doing this.
Hold on.
Are you turning?
I'm not turning.
Coming, flying the flag.
No, I'm not turning.
Now he's saying,
I'm not turning.
He's saying, let's look into the files.
I'm not turning numbers.
Okay, what?
I'm saying
We're going proper Chelsea now.
I'm saying Jackson.
This is our favourite version of Maze, I swear.
Proper Chelsea.
I'm saying Jackson's
Club
rebuttal.
over country. This is what it's all about, innit? Club over country.
I'm saying Jackson's rebuttal to it, because it's like, if you're getting at Jackson for his goal scoring return, then when you look at Osimhen's numbers, there's certain seasons when you look at it and you go, well, hold on.
Why look at Osimhen's? Why not look at Drogba's? Mikel, let's look at Drogba's numbers, Stop! Let's look at Drogba's numbers, Mikel. John Obi, let's look at Drogba's. We're talking about numbers, yeah? Okay. Let me not go there.
More single player seasons than doubles.
We're killing ourselves for Africa. Chill. We're not having an African civil war, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Funny,
but also as well, the reason why I respected what he did is because Mikel's been calling out for mentality.
Yeah.
Backing yourself to score and then doing that, is that not mentality? That's real men shit. That's real men. So on the whole,
hope it maintains over the long season.
After that, because
now you have to keep
I'm gonna need 30.
Yeah, bro.
I'm gonna need 30. Because if I'm Mikel, I'm loading the clip. I'm loading the clip.
This podcast's gonna be going for the rest of the season.
Listen,
so you better continue that form, boy.
Real talk, because you know Mikel is petty as well. He'll bring in like one of his mates like to come and talk and break it down. So now all in all, good performance.
So tell me.
good performance, scoring 6. That's what you want to do. That's entertaining. Your tweet when you was like, "Oh, when's the last time we scored? We ain't scored 6."
No. Tweets of the week.
Yeah.
Join us later.
Damn mouth, bruh. Shut your damn mouth, bruh.
In general, good performance, but now it's about
your
momentum. There's no point scoring 6 against Wolves, where Wolves have a depleted side, and then when it gets to like other teams, it's just like you're just doing duddery. So yeah, big up Chelsea. Hold tight the 3-point collectors there. Smash the like button.
Get the likes up, people. We got 4K
Come on,
inside.
man.
We got 491.
Like.
We
Got
got
bank holiday.
491 likes. That is taking the piss.
Like. Let me
That
go
is
through these.
taking the piss,
Let me
bro.
go through super chat.
4K, 491 likes.
Disrespect.
Come on, guys, it's
Disrespect.
free.
Come on, bro.
So Tanya, Cole Palmer is the best in the league. He's unreal. Wow. Cole
Yes.
Palmer is gold, didn't it? Tanya said that. Cole Palmer.
1 goal, 3 assists.
No, great performance. First person to have 3 assists in a game since Cesc Fabregas for Chelsea.
Son got.
I was wondering who did the last hat trick. I'm sure there's been someone
No,
since
for Chelsea,
then.
for Chelsea.
Oh, for Chelsea, yeah.
There's only been 5 people that have got 3 assists for the same teammate.
There was someone
So
who did
Son
it.
did it for Kane.
Yeah.
Obviously he did it for
Son
Nani.
did it for Kane.
Yeah.
3 assists for Kane.
They'll make it out like Kane used to just release Son.
Nah.
So Son used to give his own.
You know they got the bad man record.
Lost in the record.
Don't do this now. You see this guy?
It's all Kane dropped
This
and pinged
you are the
along
worst
Son.
human I know.
You
You know
think Son did
the
it
narrative
nice?
changes
Bro,
from
you
this
think
guy
Son-
and Harry Kane is despicable.
You
I
think
swear.
Son was just
One day I hope someone does
Bro.
like the storytelling of Cam's relationship with Kane. The way you will see how this
What,
changes.
30 for 30?
Oh, I will love it if one of you comp makers will do that for me.
Ethan De Villiers, big up Ethan, always inside. Lamina, Cunha and Gomez, Doug Walking.
Oh
Anton
fuck, it was
Caicedo
Kane
in
to
the
Son. Blood clot.
Damn, Matting, sorry.
Oh shit, Son, man. Oh, maybe
Nasty.
Kane did
Get your
carry
facts
him,
straight, man.
Maybe Kane did carry him.
Sorry, that's my bad, big bro.
Bro.
Lamina, Cunha and Gomez, Doug Walking, Enzo and Caicedo in the first half. LOL, Lavia, get back on the pitch ASAP.
I'm
Chelsea
glad.
midfielders can't tackle for shit.
He was ready to jump out the window. I'm glad they're cooking you in the comments. Good.
Nah, I can't lie. That first half there was one move that they did, yeah, and I said, my word, where's the midfield?
Who?
I was like,
Wolves.
where's? Yeah.
Yeah.
When Lamina cut through and everything, I was like, where's Conor Gallagher, bro? At least he would have ran back. It was bad, but yeah, Lavia's going to be important this season.
Gallagher.
Jay says, Chilwell, Mudryk for Sancho, great deal, come on. Listen, you do not know economics. You're a very bad person if you think that's a good deal. Arif Ahmed says, Maiwa, Elijah, Adebayo, Quadri. I can count on one hand Madueke's good games, and you're trying to draw up Bukayo Saka. We will see at the Emirates, my friend. We will see at the Emirates. We will see at the Emirates.
I love it. Arsenal fans have already bookmarked that piece. They said
Yo,
we are spinning on
It's saying
Um,
Damasio is the one that said Raheem Sterling and Ben Chilwell could be included in Chelsea's offer for Sancho.
What?
Listen,
Why?
if Man United took that deal, I swear I'll be done with this club. Now, Ineos are smarter than that. We won't do that. Yes, that's some Glazer. That's not Glazer. That's some Woodward. That's some Murto stuff.
Yeah.
If Man United took Chelsea's 2 complete fringe, washed up, that'll get me mad, bro. It's impossible.
Aaron Paul K says, wake me up before you go. Who needs Mudryk when you've got Leandro?
Fairs.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. We'll get into that.
Discuss Leandro.
Ramadan says, can't wait started, bring him to SW6. You know, very, very silly. And we've got this, Inkem says, this week we saw Chelsea and Arsenal overcome their problems, but United still want to entertain their problems. Brighton, in brackets. Let's go into that. That's a perfect segue into...
Why is everyone writing 5-0 in the comments?
Because when Arsenal slapped Chelsea 5-0.
Oh! 5-0.
Hey, they're coming for you, boy. Hey. Arsenal Hive, leave me alone, man. Go that way.
Let's talk about United though. Obviously, Brighton are like we've got a rivalry with Brighton for different reasons.
Yeah.
You lot have, for business reasons. You lot have like a relationship with Brighton where it's like Brighton.
You give 3 points every season, basically. Yeah. Oh, 6, shall I say?
Yeah.
And then
we got one last time.
In this,
gotta get a little something every now and then.
This particular game was very interesting.
The comments are
are crazy.
And the 6-0 on Wenger's 1,000.
Hey, that's the pettiness I live for.
6-0
because I was stating the facts, we started the Civil War.
Man says 6-0 Wenger's 1,000. Yo, that's so nice to have on Chelsea's head, bro. On Chelsea, bro.
6-0 Wenger's funeral, you know.
Yo, that is so funny.
Too funny.
That is
but
so
yeah,
funny.
United Brighton. This game, interesting for me because United's first game got the W. Performance wasn't great. They're still getting.
Yeah, 6-0 Wenger dead. Now get someone say, and they said 4-1 Baku as well. You gotta stick to the now. That's for sure. Arsenal man's gotta stick to the now. For sure. Yeah. Hey, that's funny, man.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, go on.
But yeah, this one was particularly interesting because obviously the context. United going into the second game, can they improve on their first performance of the season? The question marks going into the game were, will Garnacho start? And it was your strikers out. And obviously it was an unchanged side.
Yes.
The result ends 2-1. We have one of the funniest moments of the season. It's going to be one of the funniest moments of the season with the offside goal. Welbeck gets a goal against his old team. His 100th career goal. But yeah, I guess for you, the one thing I want to ask is, I've been thinking in my head about it, whether it's the standard of United's players or the standards of the facility in the room, especially when I look at United's defending. Both goals were an absolute farce. And it was a repetition of what I saw last season where just no accountability for anything. I think there was a clip where Harry Maguire said I couldn't get the ball, but the ball was right next to his leg. And it's like, what is going up Manchester United? Because already, it feels like something's turning already. Obviously, getting the first win of the first game of the season, big feeling. But already that sentiment is slowly fading away. People are raising question marks. People are saying stuff like, should he have got that contract extension? Like,
people are questioning, do I still want to be a top red?
People are trying to talk for me. That's the thing. People are trying to talk for me. I never said that.
But speak to me about the feeling in particular after this game and where your mind went first. And then, I mean, we are going to have to speak about Rashford as well and Sancho. Sancho wasn't involved. Yeah. Rashford got hooked.
Yeah.
We're going to have to speak about those two individuals. But speak to me in general about your sentiment around the game.
Do you know what? I feel like the game, the first half, I think it was like 50-50. Do you know what I mean? I don't think it was anything. I don't think... It's funny because this is, in terms of the Brightons that we've lost to, when they had Pascal Gross, Solid March and all that type of stuff, I think three different Brighton managers have beat Ten Hag, I believe it is. Dang. You know, 3 different Brighton managers. I think Potter, De Zerbi and... Hurstler, yeah.
You thought it wasn't going to be a beating because Gross wasn't there, innit?
No, I tell you, we thought we're free from Gross. Listen,
early season Gross
in the stands watching, bro. But in all honesty, I think it wasn't even the best Brighton performance. So I'm not going to sit here and act like it was anything like... I wasn't really outraged. You know, going 12:30 to Brighton, I had a feeling it was going to be tough. I think I said here, we're going to draw. No, I said on Inside Scoop, we're going to draw. But then the loss came. But then even when you look at the starting lineup, for example, like... And this has got nothing to do with Maguire, because I think Maguire was actually better than Lisandro Martinez. And if you actually look at the goal properly, Lisandro had a stinker for the goal as well. But Maguire's going to be the one that maybe because it first came through him, he should have done better. But why Lisandro decided to mark Milner instead of Welbeck is beyond me anyway. But I think even though he did, we got Liverpool next. You want Man United to get them new signings in and see how quickly we can form partnerships and get going. But then when it didn't happen, I was like, okay. But then my concerns is that a lot of people are saying there's difference with Man United. Oh, there's a difference. I can see a little bit. What we find as different, it's like we're babying our club. That's what it is. We are babying our club. We're like, oh, we're pressing a little bit better. Oh, we broke a line. It just broke some lines. Oh, it's getting better. We're trying to gain like this.
Marginal gains.
Small. Whereas other teams are trying to go way up. They're trying to, you know what I mean? Like, whatever happens with Chelsea, we don't know. But you're looking at it and you're like, okay, you're seeing something completely different maybe than you saw with Pochettino. Yeah. On Slot, you're seeing something completely different. Ange last season when he came in, you saw something completely different. We're still trying to be like, oh yeah, but that press is a little bit nicer. Oh, that line, we broke that line. And it still, for me, doesn't feel right.
Is that not because it's still the same manager though?
Same manager, same manager, and we've made some sales, but have we sold people that actually impact the first team, the starting 11? Not really. We're selling people that are going to be on the bench. We're selling fringe players. Yeah. But we haven't really impacted that starting 11 yet. And when I look at Manchester United, obviously I've got to wait and see when Euro's back and De Ligt is in and stuff like that. But right now, I don't see a team that's necessarily improved. And if you think we have improved, I mean, you're talking 1-2% in my opinion. Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what my biggest thing with United is at the moment? I look at a situation where Ten Hag, in terms of this contract, it's stalled for so long. We always talk about when a new regime comes in, the first big thing they do is put their man in charge. They haven't done that there. They've given Ten Hag as like a 2-year contract.
No, they just extended it. What was already meant to be.
So basically, it would then turn into 18 months by the time we get to January and whatnot. Van Nistelrooy is next to him. He's still... They're standing players that seem to be in the mold of what Ten Hag wants. He has relationships with everything. And what I can't get over my head is he building for himself or are they building for something beyond him? Because at the moment, I'm still seeing the same Manchester United from last year where you concede and then for the 5 minutes after that, we're at a football match. Let's try and play football. That's not what Manchester United should be doing. I'm still seeing a situation where the substitutions are clueless.
Yeah.
Mason Mount actually looks decent. Like in the first half, he gets hooked. Bruno Fernandes was kind of like, "Oh, you're taking me off. All right, I know what's going to happen there." He gets hooked. Rashford was not playing well at all, but Rashford should not have been starting. I know Garnacho's probably trying to find his way back to fitness and whatnot, but Rashford shouldn't be starting. The same mistakes from last year in terms of Ten Hag are still being made. So I don't know what confidence the players are filled with knowing that it's the same thing from last year. I don't know whether they have any sort of desire to improve their standards because they're making the same mistakes. Defensively, that last goal was an embarrassment. You've got open header with 3 guys waiting there.
For to be fair, that's on the players. That one's on the players. Like, I don't think there's a situation in which
I'll ask you this.
Can control that.
If you look
at that's just basic communication.
It is basic communication.
Away,
but bro, I'll ask you this. I agree that it's on the players.
Yeah.
But how many times do we say that whilst things are on the players, the standards of the manager, what the manager's setting in, is a fundamental to everything. Because I've seen that same thing from United for so long. And don't get me wrong, I know that some of these players are probably not to stand for United, but I've seen that so many times United. That's not new. How many times have you looked at and said that my defence are just walking and looking at everything? So it's like, are United planning for a future under Ten Hag? And if they are, is it a toothless exercise knowing that they're probably going to sack him and let go of him? And have you wasted 18 months? Or is the plan that Van Nistelrooy is going to take over and then we're going to have like a Ollie sort of era where it's like the club legend rouse it up again? It's weird.
It's with the manager situation, obviously that was... Look, it's well documented they were looking for another manager. I don't think they were able to get a new manager. So they decided to stick with Ten Hag. There was pressure, not pressure, but a lot of fans wanted him to stay after the FA Cup final win. They wanted to give him that opportunity. I do think there's trying to sign a certain type of player. De Ligt, powerful, tall, Euro, tall, young as well. All the players that United are trying to sign are at but good age. You can come from Joshua Zirkzee. If Ugarte comes through, he's still young. I think he's 23, Ugarte, or something like that. Yeah. So I think they're trying to go for a younger profile. But I do understand what you're saying in terms of they still players that... Listen, you don't have to sign players that Ten Hag does not want. It just has to make sense in terms of what Manchester United want to do. So that's the I always said, look, if they kept Ten Hag, we're going to see... I think it was a bit... So I'm still going to give it the opportunity for them to work and for them to do what they need to do. Listen, it's only the second game of the season.
I was going to say,
so it's nothing. You don't have to act like you're throwing the toys out of pram and all this type of stuff. The world's going to end. But in terms of looking at Manchester United and thinking, are you optimistic? Are you giving something where it's like, I think this season can be better? Or it's hard not to be better. You finished 8th, worst ever finish. But you're looking at Liverpool, they look like they're going to still be in the top 3. Spurs are still going to be good. Chelsea, if you guys can continue, we'll see with what happens to you. Aston Villa, they were very unlucky yesterday. Watkins should have put the game to bed. So you're looking at these teams and you're like, okay, the only reason you give it the optimism is because it's a brand new season. You got some signing. You're thinking, okay, cool, let's see. But on the pitch at the moment, I'm still seeing things where I'm like, anyone that thinks that this season's going to be some top 4, I just don't believe it.
I think had you lot been more clinical though, this game could have been completely different because it's the last kick of the game where essentially you lose the game. But I'm thinking, I remember Amad Diallo on the counter-attack, the Garnacho disallowed goal, Xerxes when he came on a couple of half chances. But
it's fine margins at the top level.
And that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, that's why I don't think it's all like, completely back to almost like last season or whatever. I'm thinking literally it's a game of clinical chances. And even when I'm looking at the stats here, the shots are pretty even. The XG is even pretty even. But it's like, it was expected that Brighton are going to create chances, but I just think if United took 1 or 2 of their chances, like Xerxes on the line, that is just like a freak, one in a million acts. I think the last time we saw something like that was it Nani, Cristiano Ronaldo denying off the line? Because that's a goal 99% of the time.
He didn't mean that though.
He didn't mean it, of course. He's just thinking, let me just try and get out of the way type of thing. But that goes in 2-1.
The thing is, you still have the same. The thing is, you still have the same like quality issues. We still don't retain the ball well. You know what I mean? We're still suspect to certain transitions. Do you get where I'm coming from? So those are the things that you want to improve. But how is that going to improve if you have the same personnel out there as well? But the problem is, at some point, we just want to see, as Manchester United fans, we just want to see our team look drilled and coached well. Because I can sit here and say, oh, okay, get rid of Casemiro, bring in a new one. Get rid of it. So if Casemiro goes out, Ugarte comes in. Do I now think Man United's midfield is going to be different? I don't. I think the same. We're going to have the same issue. Are we now just going to keep saying just sign 12 players?
And no, you can't have that
we
solution.
Have to get the manager has to coach.
And that's the thing. And I feel like when you even say the personnel, I'm looking at Amad Diallo, wasn't involved really last season. You'd expect some from him this year.
He's been good.
Bruno and Rashford maybe weren't up to form last year, but you're expecting something different this year. I feel like Mason Mount is almost like a completely new signing. Kobe was only playing half the season last year. Lisandro wasn't even here last year. So I'm looking, Mazraoui wasn't here last year. So a lot of these players, I still feel like is still a bit different. But as you say, it comes down to the coaching is what I think it comes down to, rather than just having to go out in the market and say, we need new players, we need new players. No, at some point, you actually have to coach this team to be better.
That's where there's going to be eyes on Ten Hag. There's going to be so much attention on him, because what is super interesting is, especially with United, Chelsea, I think all fans do this. You get to the situation where it's almost double jeopardy. End of the season now, let's say you guys win the FA Cup and he gets fourth.
Yeah, he'll stay.
He'll get to stay.
For sure.
He'll get to stay. In terms of where Manchester United are going or want to go, you may still not be playing great football. You still may not be pulling trees to go to where you want to go. But he will stay based off the merit of, well, we have a trophy, and like you know, trophies are important, and we've got back to Champions League football. The question is though, with what's been built, is that going to where you need it to go? I felt like that's kind of like what's happened with some of the trophies that have been won before.
If you get top four, then they'll keep him, because look, Ineos at the end of the day said that it's gonna. Ineos said that it's a 3-year. Sir Jim said it will be 3 years before he thinks Man United will be competitive. And when you look at it, I believe that. You know what I mean? Listen, my prediction is not top 4 this season. So again, United fans, of course, there's going to be some that are optimistic and they don't want it to seem all negative and stuff. I'm not even trying to pile onto any negativity, because I don't expect Man United to be in the top 4. But it is going to be a while until this team is actually good enough to be at the level that we want to be. And I'm not talking about City, Arsenal, even to get to like Liverpool, Spurs, bro, not necessarily Spurs, but in terms of being that conducive way of playing, and everybody understands what's going on. It's feeling like it's taking too long. This is our 3rd year into Ten Hag. So I'm sorry, we can't sit here and be talking about it like it's a new manager or anything like that. We've got to speak about it properly, because when a player comes in, you guys give these players 5, 6, 7 games, and all of a sudden you're calling them flops, and then you're done with them. Why don't we have the same energy for managers? So at the same time, we got to do it. Now, I'm not trying to add pressure, but reality is this season it's got to be better. We just come off our worst everything. It has got to be drastically better. Like, that's the reality. So everyone wants to baby it and, you know, push the standards down. The standards I'm not even saying, let's get it back to Fergie standards. But can we get back to being a competitive football team? That's the most important thing. It's a shame that you kind of know you go to Brighton's and lose as a Man United fan. You know you're going to go to Brighton's and lose. You know you're going to the Emirates to lose. You know you're going to these places to lose. Do you get where I'm coming from? So listen, it's got to change, man.
On the other
I'll
side,
answer this question quickly. Sancho not involved at all.
Yeah.
Rashford hooked and walking away like he knows he should have been hooked. Do you reckon that, well, Sancho's time at United looks like it's done? Like, if it was down to you, would you say that Rashford's time is done as well?
I mean, his time's not done, because he's still going to be at the club for a while. But in terms of Rashford, bro, honestly, I was saying it on my stream on Twitch. Like, you know, every time Rashford goes through bad form, we talk about... I feel like, you know, when other players go through bad form, you talk about them as football players. You talk about what they're not doing on the pitch. So, like, I think every time Rashford goes through bad form, we have to always kind of be like wary of what you say because maybe his mental health, or you don't know what's going on at home, or he broke up with his girlfriend. Like, be careful. The MP, you don't know what he's going through. But the reality is what he's producing on the pitch is just not good enough anymore, man. It's not good enough. I thought a lot of people felt like, this season maybe he's going to come back hungry. We've seen Rashford go this.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at him in the first 2 games. I'm like, let's just talk about you on football. You're not using your pace anymore. You're not. To be honest, he doesn't even look that fast anymore.
Yeah.
He's not. He can't take on anybody. Veltman and Milner were comfortable yesterday. Veltman and Milner. Yeah. You can't take anybody on. Like, his only thing that he currently consistently does is this switch ball. That he does a switch ball out to Ahmad or something. You're not looking much of a goal threat. Like, he's just looking a shadow of what you thought Marcus Rashford would be by 26 years old. And the reality is, some people have experienced burnout and whatever. Is that the case? Can we finally say that potentially that is the case with the guy? Because I just don't know. A lot of people are saying, but imagine him elsewhere. And mate, you still got to serve something up. Last season, Rashford scored 8 goals. If he has another bad season this year, that'll be 3 in 4 seasons where it is really bad. So I don't know. Honestly, I think he's at a crossroads, but he's going to have this season. I hope he turns it around. I like Marcus Rashford. Everyone knows I like Marcus Rashford. I really, really hope he turns it around. But I'm looking at it and I'm like, give me something to at least have that inspiration behind it. And I just don't have nothing.
For me, the difficult part is it's very hard to see Garnacho. ZK_Sim said MBE young boy needs to step up.
No, can I just say one thing? There used to be this kind of thing about Rashford that even in the bad form, you're going to play him because you just felt he's inevitable. He's inevitable. He's gonna get okay. And I must say, in these like top 6 games, he still always kind of pops up with a goal or something. But that kind of like inevitability about Rashford is going, man. Like, I feel like we're telling ourselves that, no, this game he's gonna do it. No, this game he's gonna do it. This game's gonna do it. And we watch our old videos of Rashford back in the day, and we're like, oh no. The videos that you watch of Rashford back in the day that you're saying he needs to get back to, look at him now. He's actually a completely different player.
This is definitely a make or break year for him.
He's a different player.
100%, yeah.
To what you saw, the videos that we used to watch of him that people are saying, he is a different player now.
But that's why I always say confidence is almost like the biggest performing enhancing drug in any sport, bro. Like, Rashford right now is 0 confidence, and it's almost like it's rolled on from last season where you kind of thought this season maybe he could come back and be refreshed. I think this is almost like a sign of he's been too comfortable at United for far too long. I think there's been too much kind of chaos going on at the club for years and years, where maybe in those deep trenches he carried you guys, and obviously, as you're saying now, maybe there's a bit of burnout there, but I think this year, if he doesn't really get back to those levels as to what made Marcus Rashford, you have to start looking. You've got guys like Garnacho sitting on the sideline who last season was building on that. Amad Diallo come out of there now. Listen, we've seen Sancho get bombed out. I can see Rashford, same thing happening end of this season.
It's a tricky one.
And in my eyes as well, I actually think that is almost what's best for all parties, if I'm honest, because even when you talk about kind of in terms of the contract he's on, that's a big one. If he renews that, it's only going to get bigger. Has he done anything to warrant that? I think in terms of United, in terms of the rest of his career, because even as you say, the age he's at 26, bro, you're approaching the peak of your career. You don't want it to be... We're talking burnout at 26.
No, but the thing is, to be fair, like, the thing is, the crazy thing is, he's not even an England international anymore.
Like, this is what I'm saying. You're so far gone from what that Marcus Rashford was.
So, but the thing is,
just to add into that very quickly, bro. Yeah, I was doing my show on Talksport yesterday, and someone was like, "When you think of Manchester United, who's the player you think of?" And everyone said Kobe Mainoo. So there's been a shift in terms of Marcus Rashford's importance and significance. The sort of Carrington sort of like homeboy, that's Mainoo's mantle now. In terms of that, the young winger that's going to do stuff for us, you're looking at Dallo and Garnacho. He's supposed to be a senior pro in that team now. And I don't even think it's an argument. You can comfortably say he shouldn't be starting.
No, but you need. I agree. You need more.
You need
like
more
we
from
can't
him,
keep we can't be treating Rash anymore like he's 22.
Exactly.
Like, he's turning 27.
He's a senior pro.
I think he's turning 27 in 2 months. And listen, the reason why I'm massively concerned, and a lot of people might sit there and be like, "Oh no, he's going to get back into his form." Rashford's always been an inconsistent player. He's always been inconsistent. Rashford has rarely ever he's never given us 4 seasons of consistency. He's always been inconsistent. So when you're saying he's going to get back to what Marcus Rashford is, what, an inconsistent winger? That's basically what you're saying, and that's not even to disrespect, but that's the reality of what Marcus Rashford has been his whole career. Inconsistent, where it's like, okay, if the pieces, if he gets the right coach, and when he had that 30-goal campaign with Ten Hag, you thought, perfect, he's found the one for him, he's going to kick on. Next season, 8 goals. So it's like you don't even know what you're going to get with the guy anymore, and that's the concern. And he has played a lot of games, and my main thing is I have seen better players fall off a cliff
and not come back
and never recover. But once upon a time, Fernando Torres was terrorizing every single centre-back in the world. He woke up one morning, he got a little injury, woke up,
it was never the same again.
Never the same. Raheem Sterling, just 2-3 seasons ago, was doing madness. There was once upon a time he had nearly Messi numbers or whatever it was that he did in a calendar year. And now he's 29, turning 30, and you're like, what club can this guy play for? Who's going to even take this
Crystal
guy?
Palace
He's might be in swap deals for Sancho. Like, your career can turn quick. Mane, there was a point where Mane was flying, and all of a sudden Mane just turned washed. And you're like, how did that happen?
Bayern got him out after a year, yeah.
But Rashford has played like, I think 5, he's played a lot.
His utilization's been high.
He's played a lot. So it's a concern. Last season we spoke about it, and I said the use of how Marcus Rashford should be an example to United on how you shouldn't handle young players and stuff. You know what I mean? Carrington products. And when I'm looking at it though, hey, we're saying this about Marcus Rashford now.
Kobe Mainoo's been used a lot, boy.
24 Premier League starts in a row, Kobe Mainoo, yeah? Boy. Listen, don't be surprised by 24 you start seeing that guy look a little bit
Boy.
Because
they off that Saka limping.
I'm just hoping that he's got that, no, but Saka's African genes are kicking through. I'm hoping Kobe's African genes.
Bowed egg.
It's not easy to play that many minutes
it's
so
not.
young. We've seen examples of Owens and Rooney's and Fabregas's and all these guys that played Pedri's and all these guys that played so much to where it starts slowing them down a little bit too early. So hey, we got to see, but I do think it's crossroads now.
Yeah, no, I mean you want a player like that to do well, but it is a concerning situation where you just think to yourself he's not what he was anymore, especially. Already you're looking at it and you're thinking, you're seeing him go through and go and you're like, yeah, that's not a goal. That's not what you want to be thinking. But on the other side though, Brighton, Hurstler, 2 wins and 2, Welbeck in on the goals, João Pedro
100 club
in his career.
100 club yeah, club
Respect it.
goals.
So
guy's been written off so many times when he was obviously sold by United, when he went Arsenal, didn't quite work out, had the injuries, so many injuries as well within that. But since I think how many years has he been at Brighton now? He's been there a fair number of years.
He's getting extensions. If you think about it, I said it last week when we did our team of the week. Go and check that out. That's a new weekly thing we're doing. I was saying that, think about, they have the Evan Fergusons, the João Pedros, all of these guys, but Welbeck,
he's seen them all come and go. Morpie, Glenn Murray, he's been there for years now, and he's a guy who I feel like deserves his flowers. Obviously 100 career league goals now as well. Is it league or just all goals?
Just all goals.
Fair play to him, man. Listen, I feel like he's a player who's been massively underrated. Had a lot of odds stacked against him,
but he's done his thing.
Still doing the thing, man.
Brighton's team cost
one of the OGs.
75 million. That's impressive. They're starting 11.
That's impressive.
2 of those were signings for 31 million. So big them up as well, man. But listen, man, we can have to go from one side of Manchester to another. Make sure you smash the like button whilst you're in there as well. Make sure you send a super chat. There's an individual we need to speak about because the disrespect last season, I think people are going overboard.
Disrespect from who?
From pundits, from fans. We're talking about Erling Haaland. People can say it's Ipswich. I don't care. I don't care. To score 7 hat-tricks in 68 games is obscene. It's obscene.
Crazy.
It doesn't make sense. I was doing the numbers. I was trying to crush the numbers. And I think the number I got to, if he scored 33, in the first season, how many goals did he score? 34?
36 in the league.
36 in the league.
Yeah.
Then he scored 27
last season?
Yeah, 27, 28.
So you're the maths guy. So if he gets like 33 goals this season, he'll have 100 Premier League goals in 3 seasons.
No. Your maths is horrid.
What did you say?
How many? So
wait, what? 36?
36.
Yeah.
33. So how many would need
last season?
No, if you got 33. Let's say you got 34 goals this season.
Yeah.
And then you got 36 the year before. How many?
He would need another 37 this season if he was to reach 100.
37 is too much.
Yeah.
But
Is it? Hold on.
is what based on where he started on?
This is the conversation
What's
I want to
too
have,
much?
Cams. This is the conversation I want to have,
yo.
Because we started before a ball was kicked. I think we both said
he said 40.
30
Bro,
plus.
yes.
I
He
said
said 40.
31,
Yeah.
32.
To 30 plus.
He's coming on a vengeance tour
Bro,
this year.
they're
What are
putting
you
limits.
saying? He's
They're
breaking the record.
Don't be surprised. You lot are still. We're in 2024 and we're still putting limits on Erling Haaland.
I don't.
We're still putting
certainly
limits
don't.
on Erling Haaland.
You must be
We still ain't learned. We
He's
still
on
got to drum this in. I don't think people know what we're witnessing right now. I don't think we still got to drum it in.
So 68 appearances, 67 goals. So he needs 33 goals for the rest of the season.
He is 33.
For the rest of the season.
Bro,
so that's what I was trying to say. Sorry, he needs from this point now. He needs 33 goals.
Okay.
Erling Haaland, yeah, I've said it already. I said it again. He is the best goal scorer the league has ever seen. It's just simple as that. In fact, he might be the best goal scorer I've seen since, obviously not Ronaldo, Messi. I'm not including them. The guy, people are going to talk about, different eras and stuff, which is perfectly fine. But I've only got to deal with what's in front of me. The numbers that he's putting down, they are freakish. They are freakish numbers that he has destroyed this league. He has taken it with ease. If Erling Haaland decided to just do his life in the Premier League, Alan Shearer's record will be obliterated, bro. Like, it wouldn't even be, like, you wouldn't remember what was going on there. It will be obliterated. He is the best goal scorer we've seen in this league. Like, he is ridiculous, the way he can score goals. Like, and everyone's going to talk about ability. Forget about ability and stuff. What Erling Haaland does is simple. I'm going to score goals, put the ball in the back of the net. Efficiency, he does it at the highest clip. No one is chatting to Haaland when it comes to that side of the game. It's just a fact. And then you can't talk, we all we all praise what Kun Aguero did at Man City. Oh, unbelievable. He's making Aguero like, yo, you can have 93 plus 12, but brother, any other record that you had, I will smash that out the park, fam. It's the reality. Has there been a player, every single season, he's going to win the Golden Boot? He's going to win the Golden Boot every single year.
I would say
maybe. If he's fit, every single season he's scoring 30. If he's fit.
Okay. That caveat changed. So I was going to say Salah. Salah was that before.
Salah, when?
Well, Salah was like
not every single.
He was a barometer for Golden Boot.
Salah said 2 of them.
You're saying Harry Kane.
Salah said 2 of them.
Because you're saying Harry.
Salah
showed one with Aubameyang
and Mane.
Yeah. But no, the reason why I can't say that is saying Harry Kane.
Haaland ain't got no age.
Why are you trying to remember your boy Harry Kane? Harry Kane was always in amongst it.
No, Harry Kane wasn't a.
Harry Kane would be like, Harry Kane could win a Golden Boot. Like,
yeah, of course.
When we talk about
Haaland, could win it.
Yeah, when we talk about
Salah
Haaland,
could win it.
No,
Haaland will win it.
Yeah.
No, but that's what I'm saying in general. With Haaland, it's remember like when we were talking last season, we were like, let's not look at Haaland, let's look at the rest of the strikers and what they're doing. Oh, this guy got how many did Watkins got? That's a great return from Watkins.
Henry, people are saying Henry. Van Nistelrooy was there. Van Nistelrooy won a Golden Boot. Do you know what I mean? No one is. I'm telling you, look, this right now.
How many?
I'm giving you look.
Between Henry and Van Nistelrooy, what was it?
It was 3-1. I think it was 3-1. Henry definitely beat him to it, but. I'm giving you guys a Culture Cam's guarantee. As long as Haaland is in this Premier League, no one is winning the Golden Boot. As long as he's fit. Let him play 30 games or more, he'll win a Golden Boot every single season. Every single season.
That's a wrap.
Can we? But that's the type of game, I'll be honest with you, against Ipswich. You expect that. That should be baby food for him. But I think massive credit has to go to the man behind him as well, who's creating a lot of the chances in that game. Kevin De Bruyne. Goal and an assist for him as well. I think still showing he ain't done that out here yet. Do you know what I mean? And I know Haaland obviously is going to get all the credit with the hat-trick, of course. But I thought KDB played world boss level as well. And listen, these are the types of baby food games that, you know, they stat pad on, kind of get their numbers up. This is the City you want to see early on in the season.
I was saying last week that I feel like KDB will spin the block on like I shall not be disrespected, and I'm going out the door kicking and screaming.
I thought
but
this year was
also,
going to be
with
like
Gundo
a
coming
moments
back,
one. I thought this year, rather than like dominating and having his fingerprints all over games, I thought he'd be like a moments player. I feel like when he came back from that injury last year, I think he finished the season 10 assists in 18 games or something like that. Crazy when you even look at that. But at his age, I think people are thinking, you know, this is his last hurrah, maybe his last season here.
Not to go to Liverpool, but
he's going to go crazy this year.
Him and Salah are on this sort
Imagine
of like,
Haaland breaks the goal score record and then KDB finally breaks Ulrich's assist record.
It's good to dream.
And then Pep signs off on the 5th one. Hey, listen, they keep saying, what do City have left to do? And every season they're like, hey, we can come for some new shit.
It's hard to see. You know, we're going to talk about Arsenal, but it's hard to see with KDB. If KDB, and as I've said it many times, if KDB and Haaland stay fit all season, it's hard to see anyone stopping that.
There's another dynamic with City that we have to discuss.
The wingers.
The wingers, yeah. For me, I don't want to compare it yet, but the last time I saw City this direct and sort of vibrant,
say it. You can say it.
Sane and Sterling iteration of City, where it was just. Like they're restoring the feeling a little bit. Doku got the assist where he actually finally found the pass. Final third, he did something. Savio's doing what needs to be done, and also as well, it's quite interesting. He's not needed that sort of first season download your tools. Maybe the time at Girona, he was doing the e-learning.
That was a patchwork.
He was doing the e-learning. It's really interesting to see how dynamic and quicker they look with two wingers that just want to have a pipe and go straight, and it makes them look so much scarier.
This is Pep almost like not evolving tactically, but I would say he played that style with the wingers in 2019, and I feel like that game against Lyon where they got dumped out in the Champions League almost scarred him, and he said, you know what, I'm going with the inverted wingers, I'm going with a more defensive structure at the back. We saw 4 centre backs, but now I feel like it's almost like he's like, you know what, let me concoct something with the both of them. Do you know what I mean? And it gives him a variation in attack. And now we're seeing the solidity is still there with the Diaz's, the Akanjis, the Akis, but then that dynamic.
Aki, you know.
What?
No, he's Dutch, so he'll probably say that's how you say it, innit?
Listen,
Selfish
don't.
Selfish
And Aki, you lot are dumb, man.
Aki and Papa. I said my Ak.
Come on, bro.
No, but then the dynamic with those two as well, and I think Savinho, as he's going by these days, I think, bro, what a signing, man. I like him, bro. He is a proper player, and we'll talk about other wingers as well this week, but I like that.
He's got on. He's ran me a bit of. No, Robinho used to wear that little thing on his thing, you know.
He who shall not be named.
But yeah, no. See,
lives on, you know?
They did what they needed to. Granted, they did what they needed to do. Ipswich goalkeeper though. We'll get to. Should we discuss now?
Let's talk on him because this guy is one of the biggest frauds.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Mudryk. Former City, obviously youth academy graduate. I don't know whether it's like he just likes giving City points or something.
Remember Burnley?
He was on some nonsense like this as well. First game now back in the Premier League, you're thinking, hey, come get some redemption back. This is what you're doing. Nah, bro, that player needs to be investigated for brown envelopes in his account. I'm telling you.
He's a criminal. Arsenal.
Hold on, wait, just quickly before Arsenal, what do you make of Gundo's return? Obviously, you was a big... I know you briefly mentioned it, and I spoke over it, but
I mean,
you was Gundo the Great, as you used to say. This is a big move back now. Is it going to be just more of the same of what it was before, or is it, you know... you got to find your way in this team now.
I tweeted, I said that him and KDB are going to run up Steph and LeBron at the Olympics.
At the Olympics.
It's like, you do the first
Haaland, KDB.
I'll close.
It's what's the, like, it felt like it's going to feel like he never left, I think. And I don't think, we'll see how Pep uses him. I think Pep is going to still go with cover. I think Gundogan, you know, Pep's still going to give him a little, you left. I think he's still going to give him, you left. You know what I mean? Cover's going to start, you know what I mean? So he's going to keep playing him while they get into it. Rodri's still got to come back in the team. But it's about when you get to March, when you get to February, and you get to April, and
Champions
you know that
League.
you still Gundogan, and you still have Gundogan there, it's going to be super key, man. Right now, he might come close or change games, but once he gets into the scratch things, it's basically a loan deal. It was like a loan. It's like he went away on loan. He come back.
It was a study.
And it's gone like he never left. And that's another reason why I just think the 5p, unfortunately, is is coming. As much as I don't want it to happen, I'm rooting for Arsenal this season. But hey,
that's what you meant by top red.
Nah, man, that's the top gooners. That's the top gooners.
Interesting.
No, I honestly feel like obviously you got 2 more games in the league bit of the Champions League now, so you need players that are going to be adaptable and do that. And you have to remember, it's not like he went like away and just slept for the year. He was performing really well at Barcelona. So to bring a caliber of that player, if City signed the caliber of that player, you'd be like, raw.
Yeah.
You'd be like, oh my gosh, a great signing. The fact that they've just got one back of their own, it's probably overlooked, but this is a great thing for them. So I feel like they're going to run it up. But Arsenal, GBG, get back gang. This was a game that was interesting. There was a lot of like bad blood.
Yeah.
There was a lot of
all week it was
animosity.
Arteta versus Emery. Arteta versus Emery. Who's there?
Did you see what Villa did?
They heard the chat.
Did you see what Villa did? So in their stadium, their new walkway, they had their European trophy.
Is it
in the walkway?
Work.
In the walkway.
No, they said, yeah, we're back in all black, right in the middle.
And then
Watkins should have won. Watkins had 2 golden opportunities.
Speak on it.
2 golden opportunities, but I mean the second one, especially as in is you got
first one.
Okay, yeah, true.
The
You're right.
first one was worse. I thought the
You're
second
right.
one at least. Raya had some great
Yeah, I was about to
reflexes.
say Raya did well, yeah.
Credit to him as well. Incredible save. But I thought the first one, I'm like, oh my God, how did you actually miss that? And I know a commentator tried to say it came off his other foot. I was like,
you
nah,
have to score.
we ain't hearing that, bro. That is a horrendous miss.
Two poor misses, but then Arsenal still got to stay in the game. You know what I mean? I think Villa, they had good performances. I thought Torres played well. I think
say his name.
I think what's his name?
Say his
name.
I think Onana played well.
Say his name.
Rogers.
There we go.
Rogers played very well.
Remember last season when I said
played-
Wharton, the
man.
Championship boys in
We bought our
January?
stocks early.
He played very, very well. You know what I mean? So I think Aston Villa were unlucky in that game, but Arsenal have still got to get through it. You know what I mean? They still got to find a moment.
Yeah.
And you're looking at Trossard, who's just the ultimate come off the bench and score goals. His game is simple. He scores goals. That's all it is.
Can I ask you a question?
You know what I mean, he's like their new Freddie Ljungberg.
I can't lie to you.
Does he have to start over?
I mean,
What? That's not
like-
even. I'm sorry. That's not even a question. That is a. Did you see the celebration?
Yeah.
Beautiful. Do you know what that celebration says?
Respect me.
Why the hell is that Brazilian duck out there in front of me? For what reason? Last season in the second half, who turned up? When you needed clutch moment and you needed goals, who turned up? Trossard. Now new season comes in. What is it? Let's restore our faith back in Martinelli. He's magically going to come back this season. What? I've been here. I've been doing it. So honestly, I don't know what more this guy has to do, but I think it's maybe he doesn't have the big name. He's not, at that age where it's like he's got that new shiny toy syndrome. He's nearly 30. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, bro, that left wing position should be his.
Yeah.
Forget about signings. Forget about Martinelli. Martinelli needs to earn his spot back. That guy has done nothing in the past 18 months to warrant an automatic start in that spot. I'm sorry. What are we doing here?
The problem is that Arsenal fans they're always in your mentions when you're talking about it is that they'll say that when Trossard starts, and I understand when he starts, maybe it's not as good. You know what I mean? Maybe his impact isn't as much as when he doesn't start.
Why is he not given the leeway? Why is it when Martinelli can drop stinker after stinker after stinker?
Yeah.
Oh, he'll come back. Don't worry. Martinelli, when we sign a left centre mid, soon he'll be able to link up once. But there's no leeway given to Trossard. He drops a bad 45 minutes. Get him off.
Yeah.
But every game he gets subbed on, he's bailing you out. Give it a rest, bro. Give him the left wing position. He has earned it at this point.
Also, Fred, with what you're saying, right? Doesn't that mean that they have a redundant position if you're playing someone that you're saying his performances are not getting any better and you're waiting to make the substitution? Doesn't that mean that they should be looking in the market to rectify that?
I mean, Arteta said that if something comes available, they'll look for it. You know what I mean? They'll look for it. So
But
we'll see. We spoke about it last season. We spoke about it last episode. You know what I mean? That about in the market. So I don't even really want to say too much about the market. But he said that he'll explore it. But the thing is, this is what Arsenal tend to do. Arsenal still find a way of winning these games.
Yeah.
Thomas Partey ends up scoring. Trossard scores.
Odegaard should have scored.
Odegaard should have scored. Do you know what I mean? Saka had a good opportunity, but Martinez had a mad save.
Yeah.
Arsenal still find ways of winning these games and going away to Villa Park. A lot of people are saying, Declan Rice maybe not in that role, and maybe where he's redundant now in that role, blah blah blah. In that role, that Arsenal have been playing. I think they've won 18 out of their 20 games, and they've scored at a crazy rate as well. So I'm not saying that's exactly the role he should play. If Moreno comes in, maybe Rice will drop back in the 6, but going away to somewhere like Villa Park and getting 3 points, listen, when my team go to Villa Park, I'm worried about what might happen. You know what I mean? It's the reality. So for them to go out there and get the result, it's a big thing. Villa Park is not a weak stadium, but I want to talk about a player. I want to talk about William Saliba, though.
Yes.
Yes.
Can I just read a super chat quickly whilst we do that? So we've got a super chat from Aaron Paul K, which says William Saliba is the best centre half in the league. Discuss.
Yeah, but I think that's obvious. I've said that.
You know, he said Van Dijk's the best.
Who said that?
I think Saliba was saying something.
I've always maintained.
Yeah, I mean, you know, he's not going to say that. These players aren't going to say themselves. It's not the NBA where they'll be out of me. They don't do that in this league. You know what I mean? Who do you think is?
I'd say Van Dijk for me.
Van Dijk.
I still listen. I agree. I think Saliba's gaining on it. I think that recovery tackle at the end, you know that shit gets you going. But
let's run a poll actually, if we can do a poll production and who people think is the best centre half in the league.
I think it's Saliba. I think it's Saliba. I think Saliba is unbelievable, bro. He's an unbelievable centre half. Like, what can't he do? Do you know what I mean? What can't he do? Like, the guy is nearly a perfect centre half, and Van Dijk was that at his best, whatever, nearly a perfect centre half. I think Saliba's like that too. You know what I mean? He can do the recovery, he can win the first ball, he can sweep, he can get on the ball, he can make a good pass, he can drive out of the back, he can turn out.
Yeah.
The guy is a complete player, and the age that he's doing this, did he just turn 23?
I think that's
just turned 23. This guy is unbelievable, bro.
In terms of his age, I think people are still can see the upside and can see he probably will surpass Van Dijk. But I think right now, I don't want to almost crown him like that just yet.
Well, it's three. This is going to be his third season in the Premier League after coming off a young player of the year in League.
Incredible year last year as well. And
not on Saliba's level. Not on Saliba for me. Not for me.
Shaky in the Champions League against Bayern Munich. Did we forget that?
What? And what would Van Dijk was in the Europa League?
Those are the moments where I'm still got almost like a few questions.
What about the Euros? When he was looking imperious in the Euros.
Van Dijk was impressive in the Euros as well. So that for me is
Van Dijk. Well, when he was keeping man on side and that, I remember that too. Don't let that go away. But if you're gonna pick on Saliba for the Champions League, for that one moment, you can't do that.
Cooked on the halfway line in that game when he lost the ball. Oh, you don't want to bring up that moment.
What moment?
You can all pick and choose moments.
Well, when Kante bailed him out. When Kante
bailed him out, you see? Yeah. Oh, so you want to pick and choose, bro?
Right, but you can't. You're the one that pick and choose. You can't pick and choose a moment in the Champions League and then I say something and I say something about him.
I've given you 2 games over 2 legs where for me in the Champions League I didn't feel like Saliba convinced.
And
I'm saying that is the reason why I'm still reserving to give him the title of you're the best centre back in the world. I've seen Virgil van Dijk do it at every level consistently.
Internationally, you've seen him do it at every single level. No, you haven't. No, you haven't.
And don't try tournament now. And
you can't make it out like
you want to start using it.
For me, you can't make it out like Van Dijk was absolutely. I don't think Van Dijk was
clear of Van Dijk.
See, this is when they start putting words in my mouth. I've never said he's clear of Van Dijk. I just said I think he's better. That's all it is. Van Dijk last season made mistakes too, bro. Don't make it out like Van Dijk didn't make mistakes last season. You're saying he was imperious. He wasn't as imperious as he has been. He's made mistakes too. Last season he made mistakes.
The best centre back in the league last year. Simple as.
He was better than. You think he was better than Gabriel and Saliba?
Listen, I think they might have been as a pairing.
That's when the PR starts kicking in. Man. That's when the respect of the legend kicks in. That's when the legend kicks in. Now, you think he was better than the Arsenal centre half?
Listen, you probably have all the Arsenal fans on the side saying you've got the best defensive record.
Let me give you.
Van Dijk was a fucking rock last year.
Let me give you the response.
No way.
I don't even know how it's done this. There was over like 400 votes. I only left it open for like 2 minutes. It says 50% for VVD and 49% for Saliba. I don't know how that happens. It's probably 50-50. Yeah. So people are splitting hairs. I think what's interesting though is it's like Saliba is fighting, for me, the legacy of Virgil van Dijk. It feels like
not even legacy. Van Dijk is still doing it now.
Let me land. With Van Dijk, right? What Van Dijk did in the Premier League, it changed the conversations. You had former greats saying he's the best centre half we've ever seen. You had people sort of fighting to give him this mantle, and for the first time since he set that precedent, you're seeing Saliba come and do that. I think what's also interesting about their stories is Virgil van Dijk came from Southampton, went to Liverpool, did his thing. Saliba came from France, came to Arsenal, set up, did his thing. Van Dijk went for that part with his injury where he faded away and returned to a level of greatness. And because he came back there, it's like, wow, this guy is still here. And don't get me wrong, Virgil van Dijk has been amazing. I was saying it last year that I feel like he's part of the reason why Liverpool were in and amongst it where they were. I do feel though that when people speak about Virgil, they're not solely speaking on this moment. Of course, because there's such a repertoire there, the ethereal feeling of what he is still involved in it. Whereas with Saliba, you're talking purely about the moment. That's my personal opinion. That's my personal opinion.
About that. I'm not talking. I always say that Virgil before the injury is a unicorn. We have never seen anything like it. We never will. Virgil van Dijk won't even get back to those levels. But after that injury, I said that year he wasn't good. He's fallen off. But last year, he got back to a level where he's one of the best in the world, bro. And we saw it consistently throughout the whole year. But now, all of a sudden, I feel like because Saliba's like the new kid that you can see loading up. And the thing is, it's inevitable that you can see he probably will surpass him because he's got the age on his side. But why are we in such a rush to crown guys? Why are we in such a rush to, he's the best in the world? Bro, we're in game 2 of the season.
Did he just start playing in game 2? This is what happens though. So now Saliba is just going to be hit with recency bias. Wait, recency bias. Why are we acting like Saliba has not been doing this for year on year and year? First season, immense. Well, as soon as he went down, Arsenal collapsed. Last season, absolutely immense. Arsenal improved again statistically.
5 bodyguards around him, and then
see, this is what happens. This is what happens. They got
3 defensive mids in front of him, 4 centre backs playing alongside him.
But when Van Dijk had Jordan Henderson and Fabinho in front of him, it's not the same. That's the thing. He's going to be hit, with recency. But he's been doing it for year on year. It's not like if I said it on the first season,
nobody has denied that.
But he's doing it year on year, and we know again this season, whether we like it or not, he's going to be immense again this season, bro. You're basically saying you now have to wait until Van Dijk basically gets washed until you're ready to crown Saliba. What does Saliba need to do to now go above
if Van Dijk falls off the standards this year and Saliba still maintains the standard, I can easily stop them. But right now, you're basically saying right now there's no way that Saliba can surpass him unless Van Dijk drops off completely.
But
of course Van Dijk needs to drop off. I've got him number 1 at the moment.
That's fair.
Because I don't want to stay too long on this. You're saying that Van Dijk has to drop off from his standards. What if Saliba's standards improve immensely and then it's beyond? Because
Saliba's standards are high right now, unless he's going to be...
There's nothing he can do.
Because for me, I think that's where it gets...
What do you mean there's nothing he can do?
That's what you were saying. Because he just said if his standard continues to rise immensely,
how much more can it go?
So that means you're saying that he's at the top of the game. So you just think Van Dijk is...
I think Van Dijk pretty much, for me, is the best defender in the world. That's what I've said. I've maintained that.
Hold on, you said Antonio
No,
Rudiger.
sorry, Rudiger. Yeah, let me not lie. Rudiger, actually. But in the Premier League,
there was a few comments here, obviously, that
he's been number 1.
To not go away from this, but people are mentioning, I'm saying it only because you're a Spurs fan, people are mentioning, like, a lot of comments in here is that he's not a pure defender. Why is no one talking about Romero and stuff like that? Like, how? I know. I'm just bringing up because obviously
Tottenham after this, man. Don't worry. Let's stick with Arsenal.
Also, as well, I feel like Gabriel sort of performances aren't mentioned. This is not the place for it, but I feel like
he lost the ball in some
I know. He was doing some mad stuff, but like, I feel like just as far as a duo goes, those two complement each other, and I feel like the longer they stay together and that team keeps building, and you've got to remember, Arsenal's team is not built on them. They score goals, but it's built on them being a defensive unit. I think Saliba's only going to continue to look better and better and better. The guy is immense. He celebrates tackles like they're goals. He on the ball, he's immense. His recovery is immense. For me, it's like Saliba.
Like, say all those things about Virgil as well.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, for me, he's chasing the ghost of Virgil.
Although keep chasing, big man. Keep chasing.
We got a super chat here from Rizwan Khan, which says Saliba's a core reason for why Arsenal can even compete. Don't forget, Arsenal went from 5th to 2nd in Saliba's first season and fell apart without him.
Sorry, they think Saliba is just a commoner, fam. that guy is not normal, bro. I'm telling you, bro. Van Dijk, we know what he was.
Joshua, I can't pronounce.
He was. Van Dijk's not what you're trying to make him out to be. He's top, but I mean, you're going on as if like he's still untouchable. He's not.
Joshua,
not in my eyes,
I can't pronounce your surname, but Joshua says Arsenal said they'll defend to him the league. Oh, this is about Haaland. Haaland says, "I'll drop 50 on your head."
No.
No. I'm seeing some people when people are talking about what has he won? He's a flipping centre half. What should he win it by himself? I'm confused. All right, let's use that argument with Ruben Diaz and Van Dijk.
On Ruben Diaz,
the redemption season is coming. By the way, don't sleep on us.
No, but let's say that if
they forgot about Ruben Diaz.
All of a sudden, Liverpool fans and people are using trophy logic. All right, Ruben Diaz is better than Van Dijk.
City says
you're a nasty piece of work.
Trophies.
You're a nasty
Trophies. Hey, Van Dijk, put your medals on the table next to Ruben Diaz. Go and do it.
Romero got World Cup.
That's what I mean. Let's be serious.
City says Ruben Diaz is clear. On Arsenal though, again, Arsenal one of those teams where they needed to get the get back on Villa. They got it. The fans are screaming, listen, I can't wait for them to come at Emirates so we can get the get back again. I think Arsenal season, I said it last week, they're now at a place where I think the teams that are not in the top 6, you can almost guarantee that they're going to beat them.
They say Virgil won the Carabao last season. Virgil won the Carabao last season.
They said,
hold it.
Super Chat, Parkland manager says, VVD won a trophy last year with kids.
Yeah, against the bummiest Chelsea I've ever seen in my life.
Don't do that.
I was scoring a cup final against a Poch team, bro. What the? I was scoring a cup final. What are you trying to say? Van Dijk's best.
Shut up, man.
Van Dijk's best cup finals. Have come against Poch teams.
Hold it.
Champions League.
Hold it.
Poch team.
Hold it.
Carabao Cup. Poch team. What happened when you played a non-Poch team? You were doing jockey when Valverde was crossing it, bro. You were doing this. When Valverde drilled it through the legs and that.
Right, hold it. Hold it.
Come on, man.
Saliba, what are you doing versus Bayern?
Who? Saliba.
What's Saliba doing versus Bayern? You're the replay that one. Show us that one. Yeah.
Oh, man. Listen, Arsenal did what they needed to do. They just look like they're going to continue going. 2 clean sheets. Big up Raya as well. Another clean sheet for him.
Yeah.
Important saves. Liverpool, to speak on them quickly, Arne's slot ball is restoring the feeling. A lot of their fans are like, listen, like, they seem convinced. Salah, we're talking about, players wanting to prove something. He's on it. Jota got the assist, but Salah kind of got the ball at the beginning and everything.
New hairline, new Salah.
Liverpool got 10 goals today, bro.
But do you know what I find funny? Obviously, a lot of people are making it out that the difference between Klopp and Slot is that it's a bit more measured with Slot. But on the counter, it still looks like old Liverpool, where it's like...
Yeah,
that's like a reflex. I feel like it's almost like a muscle memory.
Yeah, it's muscle memory, exactly. Yeah. And I feel that almost makes them more dangerous because now they can switch it up. It's like we can control, but we pack that thing too. Like we can go straight at you. And I feel like their season, in many senses, if Jota can stay fit and Salah keeps going like this, there's no limit to where this Liverpool team can go. And obviously, their midfield, how they managed to tie that, but I feel like Jota is so important. As much as Salah is the main guy, I think Jota is so important for them, man. I don't think you can have a sustainable season with Núñez being here today and whatnot. Jota is so important, man.
I mean, Liverpool in the transition today, they looked crazy. And what you're already seeing, or we were talking about, Arne Slot has already got Liverpool playing in a way.
In 2 games.
You can already see what he's trying to do, and then you start imagining when he starts bringing in personnel of his own. You know what I mean? Because right now, he's got no signings.
Zero.
He's got 0 signings. Now listen, he's got very good players, but he's got 0 signings, and he's making them play in a different way to what they know of Klopp. And the reason why his is more difficult than anybody's, more difficult than picking up Ollie's or picking up I don't even know who Spurs manager was before Ange at this point. Conte or Pochettino, whatever, is that Klopp was the figurehead of that club. Klopp had been there nearly 10 years. He had been there for such a long time. So a lot of these players only know Klopp. Look at Trent. He only knows Klopp. You know what I mean? That's like the way it was when David Moyes came in, and some men were like, brother, I've only known Fergie my whole life. And that's like people like Trent, and he's still got Trent playing. Do you know what I mean? He's got Trent playing a bit wider as well. Trent comes in when he wants. It's not like the full blown. Like if you see his heat map today, a lot of it was on the width of the pitch. A lot of people said he won't be the same when Klopp leaves. Blah blah blah. Don't matter. The quality is going to shine through. Slot's got him playing the way. Only person that I think is going to have to. I'm looking at Andrew Robertson, right? And I think he was good today, but I don't know. When I'm looking at it, when they're building up and stuff, sometimes it looks a little bit weird for him a little bit. But I'm looking at Liverpool, and I still say it feels like it's going to be more of the same this season in terms of third place. I think Arsenal and City are better.
Yeah,
but I look at them and I think comfortable.
Do you think they can be a bit closer though?
I mean, last season it was close until a certain point
because there were obviously the injuries. But I'm saying, like, based on what you've seen, do you feel like with this new iteration of football that they can play, do you think they can be close? I think a lot of it does rest on, obviously he came out and said that he does feel like Gravenberch can play that 6th position. Mm-hmm. I mean, if you did feel that, you probably wouldn't be in the market to look for someone. Mm-hmm. I thought, like you've mentioned strongly, that you feel like he can play. Do you reckon that their season rests on him adapting and fulfilling that role?
Oh, fully, of course. Listen, that's been a problem position for them last year as well. But I think in terms of like what you were saying, the transition from the managers, I think this will be the smoothest transition in terms of, figures like that, where you guys had Fergie and Moyes, Wenger and Emery. I think from Slot to Klopp, even stylistically, I think the players will probably adapt the easiest. But Gravenberch, I don't know if the season will depend on him obviously adapting to that. I think the system is what it is. But I think Liverpool will be comfortable. It'll be first season. I think they'll be aiming to close the gap as to what it was with City and Arsenal. But I think they'll be in the mix.
And
but definitely Champions League top 4 in my opinion.
They're in the Champions League this season. Yeah. They're gonna try and go for a run.
100%.
A sneaky run.
Let's not forget, Liverpool are a serious cup team.
Cup team,
like,
bro.
They win cups, Carabao, FA Cup, Champions League. They're making runs for everything. Night,
it's still Anfield. Do you know what I mean? Anything can happen. So, listen, we can't even rule out them trying to go for a run in the Champions League. It could still be a good season for Liverpool, man. If he can win a trophy in his first season and get them playing in a certain way.
If there's one way to make yourself a Liverpool legend,
it's doing something in the Champions League.
Deliver big ears. Trust me. You deliver a Champions League, folklore.
I mean, credit to them, man. They look dangerous. And look, we've got them next week. But the thing is, right? United are bookie like that, bro. United can get a result.
We're the boogie team.
Last season, I went into every game last season thinking, Liverpool can beat us. We didn't even lose against Liverpool last year, and we were on our knees. We finished 8th, now worst ever finished.
Is that Anfield?
No, it's at Old Trafford. It's at Old Trafford. Yeah. So listen, I won't be surprised if United got a result, like a draw.
Ten Hag can't let another Dutch Baldy dunk in him.
The battle of the Dutch Baldies.
He can't let that happen. Surely not.
It's gonna be a good handshake.
Surely not.
It's like
who's who?
Kinder Bueno White.
Hey, you need to remember, Ten Hag was the big dog over there. Yeah. Show some respect. Show some respect. Back home, I'm the daddy.
Back home, his Ajax team's chain though. So yeah, I'm saying.
Ten Hag, please rise. Ten Hag, please rise. Let's go into our new segment, tweets of
what? No Spurs chat, nah. 4-0, big body. Putting man in a body bag, clean sheets. Van der Ven, Romero, son. What?
Go on.
Come on, man. Talk about my boys as well, man. Consumer redemption.
Talk your talk.
Tangible 2.0. We're coming.
2.0.
Hey, listen. No, I can't lie. It was a good game.
What was the stand-up for you?
For me, the centre-back pairing, I think Romero obviously getting his goal as well. He should have had an assist from Son. Son getting 2 goals as well. The movement back in the 9 position. Obviously, we had Solanke injured. I hope it's not too long as well.
Great pressing for the pick for the
Odegaard making his debut as well. And I can't lie, brothers. I was moved. I was very, very moved. I don't know about other Spurs fans out there, but I'm sure a lot of man were excited because first minute, bro, I think Bissouma pinged the ball to him and said, hey, hold this one and show me what you can do. And that just set the tone for kind of the game. And honestly, for me, I like the look of him. Looks direct, 1v1, not scared to take his man on. Looks like he can go, what you were saying earlier with wingers, both sides. That kind of unpredictability. So technically very good as well. Quick. So I'm like, yo, last week we were touching on, the other 2 18-year-olds in Bergvall and Archie Gray. He's another one, 19, come from Burnley. I'm excited to see what he can do now. I was looking at it as maybe thinking, we still, I think, need 1 or 2 more wingers for kind of strength and depth, but he is one that kind of excites me. And then obviously, I felt like that raised Kulusevski's game as well. That's the Kulusevski I want to see week in, week out, bruv. Like, not this, I don't know what I'm going to get, but consistent. But it doesn't need an 18-year-old to make you raise your game. Do you know what I mean? And then I want to talk about Van der Ven, brothers. brothers.
Was you scared when he pulled up with his hamstring? I know your
Was
heart.
I scared?
And I fell down to my knees.
Bro, I literally fell to my knees in my living room, holding. I pushed all my waves back. I said, "These waves are about to crash, baby." Because, bro, we saw last season when he got
No
injured.
vendor, no party, boy.
That's where it gets shaky because he's our safety button, if you like. As soon as things are going south, hey, Van der Ven, go get that. But then, what I saw him when he stopped the ball at the edge of the box, 2-0, and he said, hey, 70, 80 yards, I'm going to drive up the pitch. Nobody can touch me. Wow, bro. What a run, what an assist. We were talking about, Calafiori did something similar at the Euros.
Fam, I thought it was Yaya Toure.
Bro, that's what it was.
I thought it was Yaya Toure there. I was like, what's going on there?
Honestly, I loved his performance. Even just defensively, what him and Romero had to just shut out. Calvert-Lewin, Beto come on later, Ndai come on. Get this Dyche ball nonsense out of here, man. This is the kind of performance you want to see after Vardy obviously shithoused us on Monday, so you know what I mean. Good comeback.
You look at runs like that, though. You know what I mean. That's what I'm talking about when I was talking about these athletes, bro. Listen,
strong.
These, you know what I'm saying. These big, strong, seamen and that. You know what I'm saying. This is what it's all about. Wow. Over at my end, anyway.
That's one thing I worry about Chelsea, though. When you look at Arsenal's team, they've got a lot of strong guys.
Bro, that's where the original quote came from. You know what I mean?
Like City.
Do you know what though? What I will say is Everton.
It might be.
Don't worry, Dud. Let's say that.
Let's say that. Spooky, bro. At the start of the season, I was like, don't worry, you lot got Sean Dyche. Everything will be good.
No, look, we got tweets and we got Dud.
It's looking spooky over there because they showed nothing. I think there was like a couple minutes at the end of the first half, but hey, man, 4 goals, clean sheet, good performances all round. Can't complain, man.
Let's go into our new part of the show. Tweets of the week.
Let's do it.
If you do a good tweet,
production,
it might pop up in this segment.
Yeah, I could do a service, please. I think the first one is coming in from Governor B.
Big up Governor B, friend of the show.
Talking about, I don't know if you guys saw this.
Paqueta come on the screen?
Production, if you could pop that Governor B tweet up on screen if possible. He said they did touch the ball for that free kick, to be fair, but Paqueta is still the funniest ball over. I don't know if you lot saw when Crystal Palace had that free kick and then Paqueta just charged. It looked like Zaire. I don't know if you lot saw. Do you remember Zaire when they booted that ball away? I was like, he might have had a bet on to get a yellow card as well. Paqueta. So
he was in the right. He was in the right. Wharton touched the ball.
Did you see the touch?
Yes. I saw another angle.
I kept trying to see the replay and I was like, I didn't see the touch.
Wharton touched it. Wharton touched it. So, Paqueta, justice for Paqueta, innit?
Nah. Next tweet comes from.
And the tweet's not going to come up on the screen. No?
Production! Oh, yeah, cool. The Madrid zone. The next one is Jude Bellingham's muscle injury they were speaking about. They said, Jude Bellingham's muscle injury is very rare. Not everyone in the world has the muscle that Jude Bellingham has injured. Yo,
Jude has created injuries. Jude created
Please tell me what muscle this is, bro.
Jude has created egg.
Man are creating new ones.
Do you know what this reminded me of? You know that time, when Donald Trump was like, they said that I recovered from COVID. Yeah. They've never seen a body recover from COVID like this before.
Right, this is what happened with Beckham. Beckham, when he first did metatarsal.
I never knew what metatarsal was.
They said that was like they discovered. I'm like, what? Nobody knew there was a metatarsal in the foot, bro. What are you talking about, bro? This is peak Adidas PR, bro. Adidas know what they're doing, bro. They're probably going to bring back some special strap now that all the kids are going to be wearing for this muscle injury. Bro, I know what they're doing, man.
Hey, JB brand worldwide. Next one comes from Kashids. It says, Vardy this, Vardy that, but Welbeck needs to get his flowers as well. He's been scoring Premier League goals since I was in primary school. And this is what we were talking about earlier, obviously, bro. It's longevity, bro.
And he's still not even, how old is Boabek?
33.
I think, 33.
The way he's fit, he looks like he can play on for... wow, innit?
Yeah.
It's what we said about the Africans, innit?
Yeah.
Ghana.
Yeah, he can play on for a while.
And listen, missed a lot of earlier in his young career with injuries.
Yeah,
so maybe, you know what I mean? Longevity, time to make up for it. Next one comes from Kimmy Schilling. And this is talking about the downfall of Everton. He says the downfall was slow, but this is really the moment it all went wrong.
If and people have been watching
I don't know
FCM,
if you can see that on screen.
No, keep that one up. Keep
that one up because the way me and you
FCM
stoppage
the old
time,
iteration of the show,
bro.
We've been speaking about this for a long time. There's a player that we're not allowed to say his name for legal reasons, But when Everton,
he can.
No. He was charges were dropped and everything. But we always said basically
when
that summer of 2017 was the one that was the biggest downfall. And if you look at just some of the names they signed that summer, it was the summer where they got Klaassen, Michael Keane. Do you remember that Spanish striker Sandro?
Yeah.
Wayne Rooney returning. Yeah. Sigurdsson coming back for 40 million.
40 million pounds.
Getting signed. Cenk Tosun getting signed for 27 million. Walcott for 20 million. It was just a mishmash of.
Is this the worst? Like
window
because obviously Walcott came in January, but is this the worst like year of transfers ever?
There's some contenders. I think your boys have some contenders.
Chelsea have a contention. Based on how it finished, would you say the way that Spurs flipped the bell money's in contention?
No, we can't even say with Chelsea, because Chelsea still got some of the players that are there, and that if you guys are going to go on to be something, a lot of them players are still going to be there.
The Spurs one you could definitely throw in there.
Not one of these signings are good. The Jordan Pickford, sorry, it's from you. This is terrible. Bust. This is... Bro, this is bricks. Have you seen that Spice Adam meme?
25, 50, 75. Bro, this is all borderline almost over 200 million spent as well.
Anyone that spends 27 million on Cenk Tosun.
From Besiktas as well.
Yours was pretty bad with Thingy, but you guys got Ericsson out of it.
Yeah, we got Ericsson. Paulinho, Lamela, Ericsson.
I wasn't talking about.
Lloris.
I wasn't talking. Me and Phil weren't talking about recently. We were talking about some old ones, like the Drinkwater, Bakayoko, Morata. That window was.
Do you remember the Zappacosta window? That nearly sent them from like league winners to
we have 2 windows
10th place.
Shaky.
We have. I remember. I thought that was going to be the end of Chelsea. Came a few years later, but we're here now. The next one is actually a who scored one, which is touching on the keeper that we spoke on Mudryk versus Man City. 1 save, 2 errors leading to goals, 4 goals conceded, 1 time dispossessed, and a score rating of 3.2. Mudryk earns the lowest who scored rating we have ever recorded in a Premier League match. Bro, oh my God.
That's a dud of the week by itself.
Yeah.
I mean, they gave us dud of the week, right?
I said to him,
need to say too much. They gave us the dud of the week, right?
3.29 is insane.
This next one is actually one of my favorite tweets I saw this week. Comes from Tony Kitchens, and he says, "New Zion tattoos dropped," and he continued with, "Bro turned into Thomas Partey." Hey, when I saw this shit, I was in tears. I said, "No, that actually looks like Thomas Partey." No word of a lie.
Hey, Zion's Ghanaian for sure. Zion's Ghanaian.
You can see the hips.
He's about to eat fufu.
He needs to do the
watch it. He's
21
yeah.
Oh, right, yeah.
He's bro. Listen, that's a Ghanaian, right? For sure.
This next tweet
comes from Kamasi, definitely.
Definite.
Volta
This next
region.
tweet actually comes from a player from your club, A Garnacho 7.
Yeah.
He says, posted a picture of a disallowed goal saying, "God has something planned for me. Trust the process."
Dud.
Do you want to explain this one for us, please? Because what even? Why are you posting a disallowed goal? What is the plan?
You lost the game.
You lost the game.
He's the prayers for him, not the club, not his teammates.
Oh my God!
For him, and he's like this, and I'm just like, listen.
Do you know what the funny?
I don't know.
Do you know what the funniest thing about this as well? Yeah. If the goal counted, it wouldn't have been his goal.
It wouldn't have been Xerxes.
Oh
crazy.
It wouldn't have been crazy.
Yeah,
Crazy.
He's moving crazy, man.
But listen, man, hold.
One more. We got a couple more actually. Next one comes from Mafia Don, which is funny. He's actually responding to Mayowa, who says, "Man United 5:30 a.m. kickoff is never a good thing." You're thinking 5:30 a.m. And then someone quoted, "The Premier League fans in America and Canada, they suffer, man. By 7:30 a.m., your day is ruined." And I thought about that as well. I was like, yo, I feel so bad for them overseas fans, bro. Your weekend's done, bro. 7 a.m. What's the point?
And they get called fake fans, bro.
Nah, respect to any American and Canadian fans out there watching Premier League that time of the morning for real. And then last one actually is from Tive Razal. This one killed me. Life of PK. João Pedro, such a cool name. Then you realize it's just John Peter.
I was actually seeing.
Hey, that is cute.
I was seeing other people doing it. So it started making me think. So does that mean Sean is Sean?
Bro.
And does that mean Shegun is Shane?
Bro,
does that mean
crazy.
Dami Lola is what?
No, but Jade is Jade. Jade is
Jade.
Jade.
Crazy, innit?
Lola is
I
Lola.
was saying to him as well, it's like names like
Esteval.
Markow, yeah? It's just Mark, but Big Mark is
Yeah,
what.
yeah.
I was like, what? So all these names that we think are so fancy and cool, bro, they're just generic names. Jono, and Peter,
The one
and
Esteval.
Steve-O.
Esteval makes me laugh.
Esteval is just Steve-O. It's just Steve-O.
Dami Lola. That's Damien.
I'm telling you, man. Hey, too funny, man. Hey,
What's you had then?
my favourite one. Fred is Ferdinand.
Fred.
Yeah,
Fred is Fred.
No. Hey, the last tweet, actually, if you could get this one up for me, production, because Coach
man
Cam's
the
earlier
favourite
today tweeted out, I haven't seen 6 goals at United since Tony Blair was Prime Minister. And obviously I had to serve him a gentle reminder. 6-1 at your ground! Hey! We love this game!
fucking prick. Come here, blood.
Right.
I can't talk, man, bro. Come here, bro.
Hey, I collected 5K on this head.
He ain't wrong. He ain't wrong.
Chill.
He ain't
Hey.
wrong.
That Elon money, boy. I collected 5K on his head. Hey, thanks for paying my rent this month, bro. Hey.
He ain't
Worst
wrong.
thing is, I was already on getting onto my own club. I didn't need this joke man jumping in. I did not need that. And the thing is, the worst thing about it all, yeah, is this is what I'm saying. A culture Cam's meal feeds nations, bro. You put certain culture, everyone's like, yes, you got him. I'm coming for you.
Yeah, boy.
You know I'm coming, right?
Don't worry.
Oh man.
I'll pack that thing too. So you come around this way, you will get clapped.
Oh man, that is too funny, man. Listen, man, let's go champs and duds and wrap it up. I've got 2 champs. I'll give a champ to Noni for the hat trick.
Yeah.
Especially after call a place shithole and then
Shit.
go and score a hat trick. That's champ stuff.
Yeah, they are champ for sure.
I've also got a champ for future Chelsea winger and Esteval. He got 2 goals and 2 assists in his last game. Called up for Brazil, and I think that means he's now got the most goal contributions by a teenager since Neymar in that league. Which it goes to show he's
special.
He's special. So yeah, big up Steve-O. big up Steve-O.
For real.
That's my champ of the week.
You know my champ? It's going to be a surprise one. Ben White. For a little bit of shithousery I saw.
Real men.
I loved it because I saw John McGinn trying to do, as a captain, as you do, rattle up the opposition, blasting the ball at Saliba. And Ben White said, you know what? You can hold this one as well. Right back. And I was like, you know what? Even as a Tottenham fan, I can appreciate that right there. So for me, Ben White, champ of the week for that.
Great technique.
I've got to give it to Endrick. Got his first goal.
Yeah.
Got his first goal for Real Madrid, man. He saw because of all his quotes and all his Bobby Charlton and all this type of stuff. He's become kind of easy for people to hate on him. You know what I'm trying to say? So I'm rooting for the kid, man. You know what? And you know what? Wait, after he scored, he went for runs on the Bernabeu afterwards as well. Build up.
I saw someone. You see his goal?
Yeah.
Reposted by in black and white.
The funniest one is
and they added Bobby Charlton in the crowd.
the funniest one is it's 1966. It's the goal, and then it's the header.
Oh yeah, and
then it posts
And he gives a thumbs up like, yeah, good goal. Hey,
Big up Endrick for that.
Big up Edric. Have you got any duds? I feel like we've discussed duds within the show at some point.
Yeah, Mudryk, of course, we gave
Mudryk is definitely a dud. Everton are dud, man.
I think
Everton are gonna get. Everton have been on a mission to try and stay in the Premier League, and they're gonna get relegated and open up their new stadium in the Championship.
Do you know?
That's mad.
In particular, though, I think Pickford for that, because till 1-0, they stood a chance, and then until he gifted that goal to us in the second one.
Yeah. So what this guy keeps saying?
I'll
Pepe.
give a
What did
dud
Pepe do? Yeah, was that really Tiana Trump?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't Tiana. It wasn't
his
Tiana
shorty,
Trump.
innit?
It was his
Nah,
shorty. It wasn't
Is it
Tiana
sure? You
Trump.
sure it weren't Tiana?
No, it wasn't
No,
Tiana.
no,
Still,
man.
it looked like Tiana still.
no,
Why do you know what Tiana looks like?
I'm be getting doppelgangers.
What do you know? How do you know?
How do you know?
I saw her just in.
I just saw the name. I just saw the
I've seen her
tweets.
just in Kai Sinat streams. What does she do?
I'm not too sure.
What
I
does
think
Tiana Trump
she's
do?
what's his name? She's the leading car saleswoman in America.
Oh,
Yeah, she's got like this big what's it, showroom.
Oh,
for the
okay.
cars.
And is she
car jack.
like part owner of the Trump Towers as well in like the hotels and
I
stuff?
think so. New York or something like that.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
She's just known
Makes
for like
sense.
giving a lot of people rides in her cars.
So she seems seems like a lovely lady. Yeah,
So
lovely,
Pepe being with her is a good thing.
Yeah. Go pick up Pepe then. Do you know what I'm saying?
you get
Sounds
me.
like a lovely lady.
Big up Tiana Trump.
Yeah, man.
I agree. Shout out Tiana, man.
Real talk. People are saying Watkins for dud.
Yeah, you could put him on the list. A couple of big misses, definitely.
He's an Arsenal fan though, so.
Oh, I didn't even think of that one. You
He's an
know,
Arsenal fan.
Who is?
Watkins talking about his Arsenal man and then Mr. Sitters.
They
Yo,
probably threatened him at the PFA Awards. They probably threatened
hey,
him, bro.
you know who's
Brother.
bad as well? Actually,
Who?
everybody who left Haaland off their PFL.
Oh yeah, they're trying to do work.
I
They're
can't-
trying to do work.
I try to play 4D chess and
They're trying to do
I
work.
Watkins,
That's
Isaac,
triple
and
captain day.
bro.
Etihad, Ipswich, and the Etihad. Come on, man. I don't even play FCR now.
I
Dude.
don't even know,
Before we go, there's an interesting comment that's come in. It's unknown 1212, which is saying Mbappe hitting 007 numbers.
But he
Why-
got his goal then, huh? But
I-
he's talking about in the league. They're probably waiting for this.
Yeah, it's like, why are people like, I can't remember what account it is.
Everyone's on Mbappe,
You know them
though.
accounts that score, that post goals.
Yeah.
I saw them post his miss. I said, hold on, ain't he supposed to be?
Yeah.
It's not a goal. Why are you posting
Right,
this?
but only thing we're really interested in is the day that Mbappe breaks that free kick. Scores a free kick. He still hasn't scored a free kick in his career.
That account is my favorite account.
Eating, bro. Hey, yo, listen, I don't know no best player in the world that ain't scored a free kick though, bro. I'll
Is he
be
a free
honest.
kick taker? That's the question.
We better start learning.
Nah.
No,
You better
no,
start
I feel like we
learning.
need to stop doing
Did
this.
Messi start his
Every
career as
time
a free kick
players-
taker?
Every time players hit a certain level,
Yeah,
of
start
ability,
taking free kicks.
bro. You better start taking free kicks.
Yeah, Brad,
Harry
yeah.
Kane, all these
Yeah.
man, and then they be missing hitting barn doors. Allow it, bro. Not everybody.
Take the free kick,
We need
blood.
to bring back the specialists.
You know R9 has a few free
Specialists.
kick goals. I searched it. He has a few free kick goals. Henry scored free kicks.
You know what?
All them.
Sometimes
Mbappe,
when you're
we need
on
a free
form,
kick.
the heat check free kick, I'm all for it. But allow it.
We
don't
need it.
that. I know
Drogba scored free
Rooney
kicks.
had the Fenerbahce
Rooney
one.
scored free kicks.
Yeah, we all know.
We need a free kick, Mbappe. Best player in the world. Hey, do not let Lamine. Do not let Lamine Yamal score a free kick before you. If Lamine Yamal, oh my god.
Hey, Mbappe, hurry.
Oh my god.
They said has Haaland scored a free kick.
Haaland, he's not the best player in the world though. He's not gonna. He's got that tag.
What if Haaland did score a free kick?
Yo, we might have to do our research. Maybe Haaland might have scored a free kick.
What for?
Hey, let me
Bull
check.
Salzburg.
Let me check.
Red Bull Salzburg.
So whilst you guys check that, listen, we will be back next week. Like, share, and subscribe. Remember, we also have a little segment called Team of the Week. Make sure you check that out. We do a lot of research, a lot of things go into that. Big up production, big up DR. Like, share, subscribe. Algorithm. Has he scored a free kick?
Nah, I don't think so. No, he
Cool.
hasn't.
We'll see who scores a free kick first. But till then, we out. Peace.
Peace.